staying tuned to your station, the Africa Independent Television, and welcome to your program, Security Watch Africa. As always, every week we'll bring you information you need to keep your life safe and secured. Yes, that is our motive. Our purpose is to inform you, our darling viewers, of what is happening nationwide and in the continent wide, all over Africa, in the area of security and safety. Yes, my name still remains Patrick Abambu. This week, we will be bringing you reports that will give you more insight on the activities of our security agencies, particularly officers and soldiers of the Nigerian Army. We'll be introducing to you the reports we have, but let me tell you that this week, we are out of the studio. We are outside the studio. Like you can see, we are on the road in far northwestern part of Nigeria. Particularly, we are in Zamfara State, in Safi local government. We are at Marabatuari, particularly Marabatuari village. You can see this road used to be not motorable, but with the presence of our security personnel led by the Nigerian Army, you can see a whole lot of activities. Yes, there is because of the movement, there is a part of a failure of the road, you can see here, which has reduced the movement of these vehicles. But as you can see, commercial activities, freedom of movement is guaranteed because of the presence of security men. So let us bring to you the report put together by Elizabeth Tanko on our visit to the Northwest Joint Operation Fasin Yama. Fasin Yama is headquartered in Zamfara State, but we had visited so many locations under Fasin Yama and the 8th Division headquarters in Sokoto State. So let us get the report from Elizabeth Tanko.
In furtherance to Security Watch Africa's nationwide assessment of the Chief of Army Staff Corps, Lieutenant General Olufemi Oluyede's Soldier First mantra, it was the turn of the Northwest region of Nigeria this week. The region presents a unique and compelling perspective. Once heavily burdened by banditry and other forms of insecurity, the region is now witnessing a gradual but steady transformation with the unrelenting efforts of the officers and soldiers of the Nigerian Army. We commenced the tour of the Northwest region with our arrival in Sokoto, the capital of Sokoto State, which is the location of the headquarters of the 8th Division of the Nigerian Army. Our team was received by the General Officer Commanding GOC, 8th Division and Commander Sector 2, Joint Task Force Operation Fasin Yama, Major Jai Ibikunle Ajose. Major Jai Ajose spoke on the security situation in his area of responsibility, AOR.
We have destroyed a number of bandit camps. We have neutralized numerous terrorists. We have rescued numerous kidnapped persons that have been adopted. We have also recovered a large number of rustle cattle and recovered weapons and ammunition. And I can say that within our area of responsibility, we're making steady progress. It might seem slow, but it is steady.
The GOC gave insight into the implementation of the Corps Soldier First concept in his division.
Command philosophy of Chief of Army Staff is to have a well-motivated force. And to do that, you have to start with the people that make up the force. The large percentage of the army is the soldiers. In fact, without soldiers, there cannot be officers. Without soldiers, you have nobody to lead as an officer. Aware that the ration cash allowance has doubled, so automatically the soldiers' feeding has improved. tremendously. In this division, for example, we developed what we call the base food menu, a pamphlet both in soft and hard copy, to further provide guidance for commanding officers and platoon commanders on the quantity and the quality and the type of food that soldiers should be given. And we have monitoring teams that go around to ensure that this is done. Also, in terms of medical care, a lot of funds are being pumped in from Army headquarters into our hospitals. Like here in 8th Division, we have all our hospitals are stocked with drugs. In fact, you cannot see a soldier going out to say he wants to go and buy drugs. We have them. And even in terms of our wounded in action, they get top priority. From the front lines, they're evacuated down. And I make proud to say that in the division, before we even send them up to 44, 80% of our wounded in action, in partnership with Udut, we operate on them here, free of charge. Also in the division, our soldiers' families, the wives, they give birth free of charge. We ensure that is done because that is the only way we can key into this soldier-first concept.
A visit to 248 Reki Battalion of the Nigerian Army in Ilela, a boundary town between Nigeria and Niger Republic, was an eye-opener as the town once deserted now bubbles with socio-economic activities. The commanding officer of the battalion, Colonel Jacob Bunyan, spoke on the security situation in the area and the impact of the implementation of the Soldier First mantra.
It is literally being implemented here on ground. Everything that we do around here is Soldier First. From the last private soldier we have to the most senior officer that we have on ground, it is Soldier First. We take care of their administrative problems, boost their morale as much as we can, give them a reason to fight this battle. We're fighting for everybody, but once we establish a reason to fight, we are fighting for the country. We are fighting for ourselves. This is what we drum into soldiers by not just talking, but by doing some of those things with them and making sure we achieve the Chief of Army Staff's mission and vision of that Soldier First.
2 soldiers of the battalion, Private Adamu Abdul-Jabbar and Warrant Officer Muhammad Ali, thanked the Chief of Army Staff for the Soldier First concept initiative.
Service, we thank him for the support that he gives to us. We thank him for everything that he did. He always used to hear our complaint. Whenever we complain of something, he used to hear and boost our morale.
And we thank God for the Chief of Army Staff and the General Officer Commanding 8th Div in terms of our welfare and acting to our problem. Anytime we call on anything, the commander will take care of our problem with immediate effect.
The next point of call was Headquarters Joint Task Force Northwest Operation Fansanyama in Gusau, Zamfara State. The Deputy Theatre Commander, Air Vice Marshal Elijah Ibue, spoke to Security Watch Africa's team on behalf of the Theatre Commander, Major Jan Oluyinka Sholeye, on the impact of the Chief of Army Staff Soldier First mantra on the operations of the theatre.
He has been very magnanimous in providing guidance and support to the theatre. And this he has done through regular visits to the theatre. Every Monday, we join the Army headquarters briefing in the morning up to afternoon. And during the briefings, I can tell you, anywhere we lost a soldier, just one soldier, it pains him. And he goes all out to make sure that the soldiers are protected. And of course, these armored fighting vehicles and Class B vehicles, they offer additional line of protection for the soldier.
From the Headquarters Fansanyama, the team moved to Headquarters 1 Brigade in Gusau. Speaking on behalf of the brigade commander, the Chief of Staff of the brigade, Lieutenant Colonel Ibrahim Gobir, was full of praise for the Chief of Army Staff.
The Chief of Army Staff have done enough in the welfare of the troops. More especially, I'm telling you, he has improved the feeding standard of the troops. Not the standard, not even the increasing the fund, but coming out with a correct menu, which is highly dietary, which has protein and other vital ingredients that our
To find out the extent of the implementation of the Soldier First concept in the brigade AOR, we visited Combat Team 7 at Maraba Kiwari. The combat team commander, Major Umar Ahmed, Lieutenant Mohammed Husseini, and Inspector Jonas Obuna spoke on their operations and thanked the Chief of Army Staff.
So far, their morale is very high because of the welfare package for them. They are well fed and they are provided with necessary equipment to carry out their operational mandates. So their morale is very high, as you can see them. Their morale is high. High is morale. High, sir.
The raw cash allowance have been increased and improved. It's much better than before, and the troops morale is very high, not like that of before, because there is increment in the allowances.
We also want to appreciate the cooperative of Nigerian Army officers who have been there for us in terms of our welfare, and whenever we ask from them, they always grant to us, more especially our pass. We do normally go our pass just at a due time whenever we apply. In due normal processes, they normally grant it to us.
On successes recorded by the fighting team of 1 brigade, the brigade operations officer, Lieutenant Colonel Paulinus Nadi, disclosed on how the troops restored a major supply route.
For years now, this place have not experienced any form of attacks on motorists, as troops are always reacting fast based on information intelligence. Equally, we have even camera that is monitoring far beyond your eye reach. So immediately they discover there's any movement of their, because they normally move in motorcycle. Troops will move before even they come close to the road and then hit the terrorists.
From Zamfara State, the team moved to Katsina State and was at the headquarters 17th Brigade in Katsina, where the brigade commander, Brigadier General Babatunde Omokpariola, spoke extensively on the Chief of Army Staff Soldier First concept.
The Chief of Army Staff has invested heavily in the procurement of personal protective equipment for our soldiers, and from his vision, he intends to ensure that every single soldier in the Nigerian Army, starting with those in the front line, have personal protective equipment. We are talking about helmets, fragmentation jackets, raincoats, rain boots, things that protect them from the elements and increase their survivability in the front line. And he has issued a lot to us in large quantities, and more are still coming. Second is the feeding of soldiers. The Chief of Army Staff, on the assumption of office a few months after assuming command as Chief of Army Staff this year, directed that the ration cash allowance, which is for feeding of troops, should be doubled. Not just increased, but doubled from the previous rate of last year. So the feeding arrangements for soldiers has improved tremendously.
The brigade commander disclosed that the Soldier First mantra has helped the brigade in reclaiming previously occupied territories.
We had 9 local government areas that were under bandit control when I took over. And within the past 1 year, we have liberated so many of them and ended banditry activity in those places. Those are the derivables, the successes that we've achieved on account of the Chief of Army Staff's support.
Security Watch Africa's team, in order to verify reclaimed territories, visited Kurfi local government. From the town, the team was at the Forward Operating Base FOB in Kurfi, where the team met 17th Brigade Garrison Commander, Lieutenant Colonel Mohammed Hamadiko, who is on supervision visit to the base, and he spoke on the implementation of the COA Soldier First mantra.
Our soldiers, we administer them the way it should be. We give them passes and leave. When it's time for us to do that, we allow them to apply, even when the security security situation is tense, whenever they have serious family problem, we look into it and we allow them to go on passes. Regarding their feeding, we feed them 3 times a day.
Officer Commanding FOB Kurfi and 2 soldiers in the base bared their minds on the impact of the Chief of Army Staff initiatives on their morale.
Even the soldiers now, you can testify from them that the feeding, both the quality and the quantity, have increased. Now the soldiers can feed with, let me say, the balanced diet is now balanced, because all soldiers, they can now feed their meals with fish, egg sauce, meat, and even chicken.
Like in the morning, we take pap and beans. In the afternoon, we take semo and vegetable soup. And while in the evening, we either eat fried rice and chicken. There's no meal we eat without beef or fish. And we want to use the opportunity to thank the CDS, the Chief of Army Staff, for his kind effort, even in visiting us.
We want to use the opportunity to thank the COAX for his unrelenting effort towards this general area. He has been supportive when it comes to some condiments. He gave us what we needed, and I want to use the opportunity to thank our OCA during pass. We do go our pass when due.
Transversing the state in the northwest region of Nigeria, it is easy to see a people who desire to live in peace and safety for them to carry out their socio-economic activities without the fear from banditry, kidnappings, and other forms of violent criminalities. And this is what the Nigerian Army officers and soldiers are poised to provide with the guidance and commitment leadership of the Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Olufemi Olatunboso Oluyede. Elizabeth Thanko reporting.
Back, yes, you can see how officers and soldiers of the Nigerian Army leading other security services in the spirit of jointness, synergy with all the cooperation from the Nigerian Army, Nigerian Air Force, even the Nigerian Navy is actively involved here. Civil Defense Corps is also here. The Department for State Services is also working assiduously to ensure that those boys who used to block this road, who used to prevent Nigerians from moving, are no longer able to do that. So you can see how it's moving. Yeah, this is a failed portion of the road, but the information is that the construction company has been invited to come and make amends while they are constructing the road to make it much easier and safer for people to move. But like you can see, there is a lot of traffic, which means that before the road was unpassable, now people are moving easily. Welcome back. We are going to take you to the Nigerian Army, where the Department of Army Public Relations hosted their 3rd and 4th quarter seminar in Abuja. Sit back as Lucy Dawo brings you the report.
I urge you all to bear in mind that this seminar is not just a routine engagement. It is a strategic intervention aimed at bridging communication gaps, fostering responsible journalism, and institutionalizing a framework for continuous media-military collaboration for national security. To this end, we must keep our minds open to learning, not only from forums such as this, but from real-life experiences while on the job.
Synergy between the army and the media is not a matter of convenience, but a strategic imperative. Those were the words of the Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Olufemi Oluyede, at the 3rd and 4th Quarters Media Training Seminar 2025. The Chief of Army Staff, who was represented by the Commandant, Cyber Warfare Command, Major General Muhammad Abdullahi, stressed the importance of the training. General Oluyede gave assurance that the Nigerian Army is poised to carry out their constitutional responsibility.
The Nigerian Army remains steadfast in its constitutional responsibility of safeguarding the sovereignty and territorial integrity of our dear nation. This resolve is anchored on the tenets of my command philosophy, which emphasizes not only synergy among security agencies, but also robust partnership with stakeholders such as the media.
Earlier, the Acting Director, Army Public Relations, Lieutenant Colonel Apollonia Anele, emphasized that in today's evolving security landscape, the role of the media is no longer just about reporting events. It is about shaping narratives, mobilizing public support, countering misinformation, and ultimately influencing the successes of operations undertaken by the security agencies. The acting director said the event is a call to action for all stakeholders in the information space to deliberate and brainstorm on the dynamics of the evolving media space.
Warfare is not fought solely with weapons, but also in the information domain. Hybrid threats, disinformation campaigns, and artificial intelligence-driven fake content are being recognized to erode public confidence, discredit institutions, and demoralize security forces. To defeat these threats, we must counter falsehood with verified facts, replace propaganda with truth, and ensure that the Nigerian public is accurately informed. This calls for professionalism, ethics, and patriotism from all media stakeholders.
Lieutenant Colonel Anele called on participants at the end of the program to translate what they have learned in the discharge of their duties.
Let us seize this platform to develop actionable solutions that promote public trust, counter the dangers of artificial intelligence-driven fake news, and enhance the credible and credibility of both the Nigerian Army and media in safeguarding Nigeria.
The 3 days program with the theme Enhancing Responsible Media Reportage of the Nigerian Army Operations in a Joint and Multi-Agency Environment for Enhanced National Security had in attendance officers of the Department of Army Public Relations, media practitioners, and public relation practitioners of other security agencies. The event featured lectures on various topics, discussions, and questions and answer sessions. Lucy Tawo reporting for Security Watch Africa.
Welcome back. Yes, as you can see, we are in Krufi. This is Krufi town. Krufi is the headquarters of Krufi local government area in Katsina State. Earlier on, you saw us in Safe local government of Zamfara State. Here is Krufi. Krufi, by the way, was once under the total control of the bandits. But as you can see today, life is returning. And this road, people are moving freely now without any challenge because of the men of the Nigerian Army under the 17th Brigade of the 8th Division of the Nigerian Army, working assiduously to ensure that life returns to this once bubbling community that we are being held captive by the bandits. Yes, we'll take you to our next report by Lucy Tawo, which is from the press briefing of the Historical Society of Nigeria to commence the 70th anniversary of the society. Sit back as we bring you this report.
As part of activities for her 70th anniversary, the Historical Society of Nigeria hosted a media briefing in Abuja this Friday, where it disclosed that the anniversary program will run from Monday the 13th October to Thursday the 16th October 2025. Speaking at the briefing, the acting president of the society, Professor Zara Kwahe, said the event is symbolic.
We are thrilled once more to announce the 70th Congress of the Historical Society of Nigeria and the 6th Congress of the Association of African Historians. The celebration kicked off in May with the launch of our landmark book titled Military Factor in Nigeria, Nigerian History 1960 to 2018, edited by Professor C.B.N. Obobo, C.C. Osakwe, and V.S. Akran, followed by thought-provoking colloquia at Ahmadu Bello University, Zaria, University of Nigeria, Nsukka, and the University of Ibadan.
This year's anniversary has the theme 70 Years of Resilience, honoring Nigeria's past, envisioning its future began early this year.
The all-encompassing theme of our 70th anniversary stroke Congress, 70 Years of Resilience, honoring Nigeria's past, envisioning its future, reflects on the society's achievements, contributions to scholarship, and nation building.
Professor Kwahem mentioned some dignitaries expected at the occasion.
The opening ceremony will be chaired by Professor Emeritus Ibrahim Gambari. Other eminent personalities expected are Elder Statesman General Dr. Yakubu Gowon, Lieutenant General T.Y. Buratai, the Chairman of the Historical Society of Nigeria at 70 National Coordinating Council, CDS, Service Chiefs, the Inspector General of Police, and other heads of security agencies. His Excellency Governor of Adamawa State, Right Honorable Amadu Umaru Fintiri, CON, ambassadors, royal fathers, members of the Association of African Historians, and many more.
Lucy Tawo reporting for Security Watch Africa.
Welcome back. We are still in Kurufi town, in Kurufi local government area of Katsina State. Yes, you had a report there. The Historical Society of Nigeria is celebrating 70th anniversary. That is quite huge, and I must commend the society for keeping remaining together till now. On this note, we have come to the end of this week's episode of your program Security Watch Africa. If you have enjoyed watching us, join us again next week when we'll bring you another exciting edition. But before then, follow us on all our social media platforms, X, former Twitter, Facebook, live streaming, YouTube. The previous editions, you can watch it over there. Watch everyone. Send us your comments and your view on what you feel, all the areas you want us to touch, so we can look into such. Until we come your way again, maybe from another city or from another town, from another once troubled areas of Nigeria. Then, until then, I'll say bye for now and remain blessed.